Hi there everybody, this is of course Nick Dutch. I'm back on the camera again one more time. Hi there, how the heck's it going? I just thought I'd do another quick video on tarot. Obviously tarot is my industry of choice, it's what I do for a living. And I do get inquiries once in a while, not all the time, from people who are interested in becoming tarot readers themselves. I mean, the way it's been for me is I started out buying my first pack of tarot cards. The only thing I had to go by was the interpretations of what the cards meant in the booklet, and I did some fun readings for myself, and I started to try and find out more. I got different perspectives from a few different books, and every single time I did my own little reading just based upon book meanings, I would get some interpretation that would be okay, but it wouldn't quite satisfy me, so I'd look into different interpretations, and that would expand the number of possible meanings that the cards actually had. And then there was a certain period of time when tarot started to become a storytelling thing for me. It would actually start speaking to me as if there was a story emerging. And I've had these situations occasionally whereby, three people would sit down in front of my table when I'm doing an event, and they'd say, okay, one at a time, just, tell us what you see. And I would just lay down the cards, and, a story would be explained to me, and I would then end up telling it. Now that can be a result of many different things. Obviously a lot of it is the mind operating, the mind works over time. The word psychic refers to the mind. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean strange powers. It means just using your mind, or your mind being used in a different way, or things coming up from another part of your mind. So if you build up loads of meanings in your mind's eye as to, let's say, what the death card means, then you're armed. Okay, you're armed with lots of different interpretations. I also spent a bit of time with the Color Oracle. Okay, the Color Oracle was crap. Really, it was one of the worst psychic stroke divination tools in the whole wide world. It's a handful of dice that had different colors, and there was a rather pretty looking book that would explain the meanings of red, or red with a diagonal line through it, meaning red intensified, or whatever, whatever that meant. But it gave me an understanding of the artistic interpretation of color. And then I could then apply that to the colors which I saw occurring at different places, and within the pattern of the card itself. That helped me to a certain extent, and I then did more regular research into color and form and structure. This because you can't just read 5 books and then all of a sudden, hey presto, I am a tarot reader. You know what I mean. It's just not like that. You just got to build up more and more associations. So you end up with one spread of, let's say, 5 cards. Okay. And that can mean lots of different things, but it's almost like there's something inside your mind which is saying this is the symbol that you need, or sometimes it would feel like there was someone over my shoulder saying that's the symbol that you need, okay, for this one particular question, not that one, but that one, okay, same card basically, but different symbols are the important bits in the card itself. I mean, let's pick one at random. You got different things here. You got the color yellow. That can be mercurial. That means talking about healing, matters of the intellect, okay? But it's also can be on either an air color or a fire color, depending upon which system or religious interpretation you're looking at. So you've got to think about air interpretations and fire interpretations, and also where the reading and the way that people are, the way the questions are being put to you is leading you as to whether it's more of an air line of thought or a fire line of thought, and thinking about that. Obviously you've got a sword symbol in there as well. Now, that can be more to do with direction, being in charge, but then you've got the posture of the character as well. If you do spend a bit of time learning about art and the way that posture is used in art, posture of the models or the characters and how that's used to express their power or dominance, then that will give you a bit of a feeling as to what a particular card or character can actually be expressing. Especially if you look at old-fashioned art. Let's say you go for a walk around a stately home here in Britain, okay, and there may be portraits up on the walls. Sometimes the characters will be holding onto something or carrying something. There was a portrait of one of our queens, I think it was Elizabeth, and she was portrayed holding onto a rainbow, referring to peace. Okay, because what the characters are holding, carrying, and wearing can have a dramatic impact as to what the meaning is that the card is trying to express to you. That's why these are a form of art history in their own right. Okay, within the subculture of tarot itself and how tarot has emerged within the past 300 years. Because tarot, as its divinatory form that we get today, is only a relatively recent phenomenon. If we go back to like the Oswald Worth Tarot, the meaning in that particular tarot pack, very close to that of the Tarot of Marseille, was much more, I would say, simplified, much more theological orientated. Remember, tarot came out of Catholic Christianity. It didn't come out of paganism. It's not some kind of like black magic thing. It came out of Christianity and is therefore a form of expression of Christian ideas. The reason it was outlawed in some countries was because some people thought that playing a gambling game that's a bit similar to whist or bridge with cards which have some kind of Christian religious association would be regarded as being blasphemous and inappropriate because you're gambling with something which comes from the church. That's essentially the reason why there was a ban on the use of tarot cards at various periods in history. So, you know, bear that in mind. But essentially it's mainly Christian imagery. Within the past 300 years, it's of course changed to meet the needs of the various occult orders and those who used Kabbalism within the occult mindset, or within the occult religions and the new witchcraft religions which have emerged. When I saw a video by a YouTube user once who was one of the Wiccan people, and he said that, you know, I can tell you more from my tarot cards than you people could ever learn through your praying, you Christian silly billies, you know. And I was just thinking to myself, you know, oh my God, what are you talking about? Okay, this stuff came out of Christianity. You know, even Aleister Crowley still put a cross symbol on it. Not because it is Christian as in typical Bible literalism Christianity, but it is still of those groups. I mean, groups like the Society of the Inner Light was Christian inspired. Aspects of the Golden Dawn was Christian inspired. You know, I mean, the Rosicrucian, Rosy Cross people, okay, they were also Christian inspired as well. And so Christianity has left its mark seriously on the history of tarot, so that's to be remembered as well. Anyway, I've got a call coming in, I've got to shoot off. I just thought I'd quickly give you another rundown about tarot. Speak to you soon.